Welcome to the Rogers Kaka Sungura YouTube channel. A big thank you for the support you're granting this platform. If you want to support this platform beyond subscribing, there's a button there indicated join. Click that button, follow the procedures, and support this platform as we grow together. Today, the former Deputy President Rigathi Gashagua was at PCEA Mutero Church in Karen, where he joined faithfuls for a church service. In this church service, Gashagua spoke about his ongoing impeachment case, and he said tomorrow will be the day when the judges will determine the way forward, and he has told his supporters to remain calm. Before we proceed, I want us to hear what Gashagua had to say.
Naomba mtuombe nijitolewa kwa ofisi against the law, against the constitution tomorrow. Kesi imesikizwa, uamuzi ni kesho. Tomorrow. So simutaniombea? Mtuombe, and we are ready for whatever outcome. If the three judges rule that we were treated unfairly and against the law and the constitution, and lift the impeachment and let us be, we shall be grateful to God, and we shall be very grateful that there is a justice system in Kenya that works. I have confidence that our judiciary is independent, is impartial, and will give justice to Rigathi Gashagua and millions of his supporters across the country. If the ruling goes the other way, it is still okay. We'll still have an opportunity to go to the Court of Appeal and follow the legal remedies that has been provided by the Constitution. I want to urge my supporters across the country, irrespective of the outcome, to remain calm and peaceful. Rigathi Gashagua is a very peaceful person, and I want to ask our supporters to be peaceful and calm. You know, when I was removed from office, the people who removed me were laughing that Rigathi has been removed and his supporters are saying nothing. It is me who told them say nothing. Ukikasirika, unyamaze, uimbe. Just sing. And I ask my supporters to suppress their anger because we are peaceful people and we believe in doing things peacefully. I want to ask our supporters who are angry with what is happening in Kenya not to do anything that is violent, anything that is against the law. I ask them to suppress their anger, but keep it. Next year, they'll have an opportunity on the 10th of August to express their anger at the ballot box. That is where anger should be expressed and nowhere else. If we win, we'll thank God. If we don't, we still thank God for his mercy and his greatness. This country is bigger than any one of us, and we need a peaceful country, and life must go on, irrespective of injustices that has been meted against many people, irrespective of the suffering that Kenyans are undergoing. Tuombe Mungu atatusaidia, tuvumilie, iko shida ya healthcare, ya masomo, insecurity, like tuvumilie. Mungu atatuonekania na mambo yetu itakuwa sawa sawa.
In my own view, tomorrow's verdict is already determined. I'll give reasons why. Gashagua may not win this case because of several reasons I am going to outline in this particular analysis. If the court nullifies the impeachment of Gashagua and rules in his favor, it is going to trigger a massive political shift and unprecedented legal dilemma for Kenya. Because already Kithure Kindiki is the sitting deputy president after he was sworn into office. So reversing the ouster isn't a straightforward reset. Instead, it presents several severe operational, constitutional, and political consequences for the government. Number one, there will be unprecedented constitutional crisis. The single biggest headache for the executive will be two deputies. Having two deputies in office. That is Kithure Kindiki and Rigathi Gachagua. If this happens, there will be what we call the conflict. If the court rules that the Gachagua impeachment was unconstitutional and reinstates him, he legally reclaims the office. However, Kithure Kindiki is already validly sworn in under a separate constitutional process. So there will be a crisis and there will be a conflict if Gachagua wins the case. The legal teams for the state have openly said to the three-judge bench that this will plunge the country into an absurd situation where the presidency effectively has two individuals claiming the second highest office in the land simultaneously. Resolving who holds the actual executive authority could stall government operations and likely require definitive high-stakes ruling from the Supreme Court. Number two, there will be severe financial and institutional implications. Even if Gachagua is not physically reinstated into the office to perform day-to-day duties, a legal victory completely alters the financial obligations of the state. In which way? Special damages. Gashagua's legal team has already filed demands for over 80 million in special damages compensation, arguing his removal was a breach of his constitutional rights. Number two, restoration of perks. A win preserves his lifetime retirement benefits under the Retirement Benefits Act. If the impeachment stands, he risks losing this entirety. If he wins, the state is legally bound to cater to his massive lifetime perks, including an 80% monthly pension of his last salary, a lump sum payout, medical covers, vehicles, and a fully funded personal staff, that is drivers, secretaries, and security, costing taxpayers millions annually. Number three, there will be paralysis of the executive and lawfare. A court victory for Gachagua would be a severe indictment of both the National Assembly and the Senate, proving that Parliament weaponized its numbers to bypass constitutional safeguards and fair hearing procedures. In which way? Cabinet insubordination. If forced back into government alignment, the political trust between President Ruto and Gashagua is entirely broken. It will bring back the internal gridlock, open insubordination, and public executive squabbling that paralyzed the administration in mid-2024. Undermining parliamentary supremacy. It could strictly define the limits of parliamentary power, signaling to the legislature that the judiciary can and will overturn politically motivated lawfare if due process is trampled on. Let us look at number 4, which is the last one in this particular analysis. Radicalization of regional politics ahead of 2027. Politically, a win could completely turbocharge Gashagua's influence, transforming him from an ousted official into a political martyr. The Mount Kenya factor. Gashagua's primary political defense has relied on mobilizing the vote-rich Mount Kenya region, framing his ouster as a betrayal of the region's shared stake in the 2022 election. A leg of vindication would solidify his grip as the de facto kingpin of central Kenya. We have 2027 realignments. It could severely fracture Ruto's broad-based political alliance. With Gashagua legally cleared, he remains eligible to hold public office, allowing him to aggressively anchor an opposition coalition to run directly in 2027, severely threatening the current government's re-election blueprint. Now, with all this, I'm posing a question. Gashagua said, tomorrow is the day. But do you think William Ruto and the courts will risk all this to hand over Gashagua a win? Let us wait for tomorrow. God bless you. See you in the next episode. Asanteni sana. Mungu akubariki.